Hello again, Mr. Mascaro, with another Flash project tutorial for you guys. Today we're going to take a look at the imported images project, and we're going to break up this lecture into a couple of different parts, three parts actually. All right, so in this video we're going to take a look at importing images and turning them into symbols to create a basic motion tween. In the second part, we'll take a look at the transform tool so that we can control rotation. And then in the third video, we're going to put we're going to put the project together. All right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how to create this particular project. Okay, so you can see that there are a bunch of different elements going on here. We have everything is controlled by a motion tween basically in terms of the movement, in terms of the size and rotation. Okay, so but there's a couple of different things going on here, right? We have the football kind of running around in a triangular pattern. We have the Sooner Schooner running back and forth, all right, from left to right and right to left. And then we have the helmet and the OU logo kind of popping up and rotating in and out as they come in. All right, so I guess before we start to put the mechanics together, we need to talk about the images. All right, so in this particular content folder, or its Cycle 5 content folder, I do have an article on the different image types. All right, down here at the bottom. All right, so JPEGs, GIF, PNG files, what are they? What are they good for? So there's a quick little article there on what the differences are. JPEGs are the norm when you're dealing with images on the web. All right, but JPEGs have generally a white background. All right, to their content. If you notice, my football, my schooner, my OU logo have clear backgrounds. All right, and that's because these are PNG images with transparent backgrounds. Right, so a PNG file allows us to create images that don't have a white background behind it, so it doesn't look like there's a rectangle running around the stage. All right, so it's just something to keep in mind, and we'll talk more about those kinds of files and how to even create those files using Photoshop in class. All right. So the first thing that you'll do in terms of putting this project together is you're going to go out and find some images. All right. So you may have images that you want to use yourself. There might be images on the web that you can go collect. But go out, find your images. Usually on the web, if you pretty much every browser, if you right-click on the image itself and then save as, you'll be able to store those files locally. All right. Once you have those files stored locally, then we can go ahead and move into Flash and start to import those images. All right, so in Flash, we'll start a new ActionScript 3.0 button file, and then the first thing that we'll do is we'll go ahead and import those images. We always want to import things into our library just so that they are easier to deal with, easier to find, and we can use them as we see fit. Also, if we screw up an image or something like that, and we're working with an image, we can just drag another copy down onto the stage, and we're good to go here, right? So we're going to go import to library. Okay. And you might get that preparing to import screen, and that might pop up for sometimes up to a minute. Usually only takes a couple of seconds. All right, so at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go find a few of our images. All right, so the first thing I'll do is I'll grab a couple of images. So I'm going to bring in this one, and if you want to select multiple images, you can Control click or Mac Command click the different files. So you can bring them in certainly one at a time, but you can also bring in 3, 4, 5 or as many as you want at a time. Right. So select the files that you want. All right. Go ahead and click on Open. All right, and you'll see them here in your library. All right, so these are the actual images in the library. Okay, and even though they are in the library, they are not symbols yet. All right, so we can use them in different ways. All right, so we'll anything that we want to have change, move, if you will, all right, with motion tween has to be a symbol. So before we can actually use these guys in terms of movement, all right, we're going to have to turn them into symbols first. So it's almost exactly the same thing as when you draw something and turn it into a symbol. All right, so to turn one of these guys into a symbol, we'll drag it onto the stage. Okay, it is selected. It is a protected object right now, right, which means that I can't distort it. Um, I can resize it certainly using the free transform tool, but I can't break it apart or distort it or anything like that. All right. What I will do is I'll turn it into a symbol, modify convert to symbol, or press the F8. We'll call it what it is. This is the Sooner Schooner. All right, so we're turning this image into a symbol. All right, and then you'll see over here on the right-hand side, not only do I have the file itself, but now I also have a symbol. All right, so this gear icon means that this object is a symbol. All right, and then this icon means that we have an image file. Okay, we cannot get rid of the image file in Flash out of the library because the symbol depends on the image file. So if we get rid of this, our symbol will still be there, but it will have no content in it. All right, because the symbol will be pointing basically to nothing. All right, so we have to leave that guy there. In terms of adding a motion tween to this guy, now he's a symbol, so we can do whatever we want with him, right? So if I want to add a motion tween to this guy, I'm going to resize him real quick. All right, I'm going to press and hold the Shift key while I resize him, so I do not, so I maintain the aspect ratio. All right, of the object. I'll position him in the first frame. I can right-click on the symbol, create motion tween. All right, here's my motion tween shell. All right, so we saw that in the last project. Go ahead and drag him to wherever you want. Okay, and there we go, basic movement. All right, so once the object is turned into a symbol, it's just like any other symbol in Flash. All right, remember that motion tweens are all about change. All right, so we have to define the different aspects of that change. All right, so where is the object and what does it look like in the first frame? Where is the object and what does it look like in the last frame? How long, how many frames is it going to take for that sequence? Okay, and then what's the shape of our path? All right, so if I wanted some kind of a, like an arcing path or something like that, right, I can certainly accomplish that, right? So the selection tool, and then we're able to modify that path. All right. So that's a basic image import and a basic motion tween with our Sooner Schooner. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the transform tool, and we're going to take a look at specifically how we can control rotation with the transform tool. All right, so I'll see you in part 2.